For more on the ever-changing situation in Egypt, I'm joined from Los Angeles by James Gelvin, professor of modern Middle East history at the University of California. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
With the increased violence today, the deaths and the fighting between both sides, do you anticipate this spiraling out of control? Do you see it getting worse before it gets better?
It probably will get worse, but there's no predicting. The only things that we know for sure right now is that the Muslim Brotherhood is out on the streets today, the day of rejection. They've been out on the streets in force, and the military also has begun repression of the protests.
Well, you can't discount the Muslim Brotherhood. Where do you see this group of people going? And do you think we'll ever hear from former President Mohamed Morsi anytime soon? What does the future hold for him?
Well, in terms of the overall Brotherhood picture, we don't know. It's not very clear. I mean, the main guide for the Brotherhood today called on his followers to take to the streets, to occupy every square in Cairo, but to do so peacefully. And we don't know exactly whether or not this is what the orders are, or whether this order is coming through secretly of other things that might take place. We don't really know. In terms of Morsi, it's all in the general's hands, what they anticipate, what they would want to do, in terms of whether or not they would maintain him under arrest, or what the future might hold for some form of trial.
Well, it seems like the military certainly has its hands full. What do you think it needs to do to gain control of what's happening on the streets?
Well, there's two things I think the military has to do. The first thing is they have to have a very, very clear time frame in which they will cede power to civilian authorities. They've already announced that, but the proof of the pudding is in the taste. And what they have to do is to begin to implement that roadmap, as they call it. In addition to that, the military has been fairly effective in terms of its counterinsurgency, in terms of its ability to provide security for the anti-Morsi forces, and also, if necessary, repression of the pro-Morsi forces. We'll see what they do. If it comes down to the military actually firing on civilians, then all bets are off in terms of what the situation is going to go forward as.
All right, Professor James Gelvin, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us from Los Angeles.